Hi, this is Wonder Kids, a science podcast proudly brought to you by SciTech. I'm Rose, and for the month of August, we're doing a special series with the MS Readathon, which raises money for people living with multiple sclerosis and their families. Join us each week to meet a special guest who will talk about a book that they love, one that sparks curiosity and inspired their inner scientist. In this episode, we have Leah, our very own SciTech presenter who has a background in astrophysics. Take it away, Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah, and today I'm going to talk to you about one of the books that I read when I was younger, Black Beauty. It is quite an old book, written all the way back in 1877 by Anna Sewell. The story follows the life of a beautiful black horse from his early days as a young colt through to his retirement home in his older years. When I first read the book, I would have been around the age of 8 and very much in love with animals. It was wonderful to read about such a majestic horse and get to experience what it would be like living life as a horse. Black Beauty's journey certainly had its ups and downs. While getting the freedom to enjoy life as a young horse, as he grew older, he was quickly exposed to both the kindness and cruelty of humans and how that affects the life of an animal. It was the author's aim to make people aware of the hardships that horses go through, particularly during a time when there were so many working horses. Remember, in 1877, cars had not yet been invented, so the only way people got around was by using a horse and carriage. The story finishes off on a positive note, however. In his older age, he got to retire to a big country estate with caring owners who treated him well and loved him deeply. While the story itself does not involve a lot of science, this simple tale of a magnificent horse sparked my curiosity in science and wanting to learn more about the world around me. At the time, I was surrounded by animals. We had some pets at home, from cats to dogs and even some birds. But I was also lucky enough that one of my uncles also owned a big farm and he had around 10 horses. So when I came across this book, thanks to my mum who just loves horses, I was thrilled to be able to experience the life of a horse. Even though there were some sadder parts to the story, it opened my eyes to the reality of what it might actually be like for an animal such as a horse, and that if they're not looked after properly or treated with care, they can suffer, becoming sad and injured. Reading this as an 8-year-old, it affected me deeply. My passion for animals grew, and all I wanted was to care for them and look after them. So after reading the book, I was quickly inspired to follow the career path of a veterinarian, something I carried throughout the rest of my childhood. Knowing as a child I wanted to be a vet, I wanted to learn all the information that I possibly could. I remember constantly borrowing books from the library that would go through the different anatomies of animals. I would get books that would detail every part of the body of a horse, from its skeleton to its muscles, and learning how it all fit together to allow their bodies to work. I'd also get out books that would go through all the different breeds of dogs and learn how they compare to one another. I was fascinated by all that information, driven by a curiosity to discover and learn as much as I could. And it is that feeling, that deep curiosity to learn, that set me off on my STEM journey, and it's a feeling that I still have to this day. Much like Black Beauty though, my story does have some ups and downs. While going through school, all I wanted to be was a vet. I remember leaving primary school and heading into high school with a set purpose in mind, which meant that all the subjects I had to study in school had strong science backgrounds. I was so committed that I even studied biology through the School of Isolated Distance and Education because I was the only one in my year that wanted to study that subject. Sadly, in the end, I didn't get high enough grades to make it into vet school. But after all my studying, I was ingrained in STEM and absolutely loved it. One of my standout memories from school is my chemistry teacher, who had such an infectious passion for chemistry that it quickly became my favourite subject and one that I excelled at.
My name's Lane, and I wanted to know, what did you do when you found out you didn't get the marks to become a vet?
Well, that's a good question. Well, in the end, my STEM journey over the years has had a lot of twists and turns, from studying forensics to physics and then going and getting a master's degree in astrophysics, where I can now ask the bigger questions and learn all the secrets of the universe. No matter what direction my path has led me, the quest for knowledge and wanting to learn all that I possibly can about the world around me has always stayed with me, and science has always been there to help me answer those questions. Who knows where it will lead me next? I hope that if you read this book, you too can start to feel that curiosity. that you can start to ask questions and learn more of what is happening around you. You may also feel inspired to have a career involving animals like I did, to help look after them and create the best environment for them. Just remember, even if you have no idea what you want to do when you grow up, that is perfectly okay. I thought I did, and yet thanks to science, I ended up finding something that I love even more. So just find what you're passionate about. Let the curiosity take you over and learn as much as you can about it, because science will always be there to help you answer your questions.
Thanks for sharing your book with us, Leah. What questions would you like to answer using science? If you want to check out the books featured in our special season, you can do so by heading to the SciTech website. Thanks for listening to Wonder Kids. This episode was brought to you by SciTech. Explore your world through wonder.